Welcome back to the channel, and today we will be talking about 8 things that I think they should add in Wings of Glory. So, we have 8 minutes of gameplay footage here, so that's how long this video is going to be. And I had to use my phone because my iPad was dead and all kinds of stuff, so my footage is going to be big. I had to use my phone. Anyways, let's get started. So number 1 is the Swedish J-35 Draken, which is a Swedish fighter jet from the Cold War, which this game only has up to Cold War aircraft, and that's why every aircraft will be from the Cold War on my list. And the J-35 Draken served in the Swedish Air Force, which I love the J-35 Draken because it looks like a Dorito. But let's go on to number 2, the Saab 37 Viggen. Viggen, whatever you want to call it, it sure is a biggin. It is such a good aircraft, and it's still in service today. And it was used in the Cold War as a Swedish aircraft. It's probably Sweden's most famous Air Force aircraft, of course. And beautiful plane. I'll show a picture up here on the screen. It looks nice, and it's not in Wings of Glory, sadly. It's just like the J-35 Draken. My opinion, we need a Swedish tech tree, or we need a Swedish tree in Wings of Glory. But let's go on to the American ones. All you Top Gun fans are gonna love this one. The F-14 Tomcat. This is the plane I personally like. I love it, but I think it's a little bit overrated. But yeah, it's a good plane. I'm not going to start a war with those little Top Gun fans, but really good aircraft. So, of course, the F-14 Tomcat is a Cold War fighter. I know a little bit of history about this plane. The United States needed a new fighter aircraft that could be launched from an aircraft carrier and could be for Navy use. They came out with the F-14, which stands for Fighter Fighter 14, which all the F's and J's, or the F's, stand for Fighter. And that's it for the F-14 Tomcat. Now let's go down to the F-8 Crusader. All these are Cold War aircraft. Now we talked about the F-8 Crusader on the channel. I think we need to talk about a little bit about the F-14 Tomcat. And stupidly enough, this game doesn't have the F-14. But anyways, so the F-8 Crusader is, it looks like a sausage. And it was used by lots and lots of countries, and it was used in the Vietnam War. And of course, this is probably one of the unrecognized aircraft of all time, or not of all time, but it's a really unrecognized aircraft of the Cold War and Vietnam War. So, if you've heard a little bit about the Vietnam War, you probably know something about the F-8 Crusader. So, if you know about the F-8 Crusader, then we're just going to let you have that. Now, on to the MiG-23 Flocker, or Floker, whatever you call it. Good aircraft. The MiG-23 Flocker, very good plane. I don't know a lot about it. MiG or Mikoyevich made a decent plane, And all you peoples who play War Thunder are probably, not going to have the best ratings for that. Now, the MiG-25 Foxbat. One of, so basically back in the Cold War, the United States was a little bit afraid about the East, because the East was way different from the West. They were communist. It was also known as the Soviet Union. We were so afraid of the East. They called us the West because we're West. And the MiG-25 Foxbat was one of the most feared Eastern planes. Of course, it's a really good fighter jet. I don't know a lot about that. It's just like the MiG-23. Don't know a lot about them. Now let's go on to the Chinese planes. Now, I feel a little weird about talking about some Cold War fighter jets from China in the situation right now, but I think they should add the Chinese Q-5. So the Q-5 is a very, very stupid name for a fighter jet, honestly. Our names are brave, like F-15, Strike Eagle, stuff like that. But the Q-5 is a Chinese fighter jet. I don't know if it was good or not, but the Q-5 was just cold. It was a Cold War fighter jet from China. Don't know a lot about that, so we're going to quit talking about that. The J-7, the copy of the MiG-21. So if you guys know about the MiG-21, which we talked about on the channel a little bit, the J-7 is basically that, but for China. So Russia and China are good friends, and back then, I don't know if they were friends or not, I think they were, but the J-7 was basically the Soviets' MiG-21, but, a little, smaller, bigger, whatever. I have the MiG-21 BIS in Wings of Glory. I can tell you it looks so similar to that J-7. I'm sorry. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Help us get to 300 subs. And if you enjoyed this video, then you're probably a Chad like me. All right. So y'all better hit that like button and subscribe before I end the video here. We have used 7 minutes out of the 8 minutes we had. I'm doing good, actually. So I'm going to end the video right here. Love y'all. Bye.